Over here, again, really appreciate JBL and their partnership. Before I introduce Scott, who I'm sure most of you guys know, we've got a great weekend lined up. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you haven't been here before, tomorrow night, the show is open from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., we're going to close down the whole show, and we're going to send everybody about 2 blocks across the street over to the Lincoln Theater. And we're going to do a big kickoff and some really exciting news that we're going to announce there. And then we've got the Sleeping Beauty Band back this year. It's a 13-piece Motown band. They're going to have a really cool set that they're going to just jam out. So we want to make sure that every single one of you guys are invited and that's on your radar. So that being said, let me hand it over to Scott Noonan, who's our Audio Device CEO, and he's going to tell us about some really cool new project that we've been working on. Scott, take it away.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Can everyone hear me? Everyone in the back, you hear me okay? Okay, so obviously this part's super exciting for me because in the press event, we see a bunch of stuff many of our vendors are doing. It's terrific. In this case, Audio Device has produced its own product, and I'm just ecstatic to tell you the story behind it and show you what we've done. But as you can see here, this is a Revelation home theater chair, and the chair's here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, but let me tell you the story about why it exists. As you know, Audio Device has sort of very large showrooms, and in our Raleigh showroom here, we have sort of an entry-level theater people can walk into. It's got like a television, $4,000 surround sound system. Then you can walk up to $15,000 theater, $35,000 theater, and then you get the $250,000 theater. You can see everything in between. And we would have people come in and they'd say, I just sold my business, or I'm a professional athlete, I've got a lot of money, I'm price insensitive, I want the best of the best of the best. And they'd end up in the $250,000 theater. And then they'd say, I love it, I want it, let's do it. And then they'd say, what about chairs? We get into a discussion about chairs. And inevitably, we were carrying a line of chairs at the time, it was ultra high end. And I can remember this one particular customer who loved the theater, came in, and we quoted them on the chairs, and the chairs were $7,500 a chair. And this was 9 chairs, 3-row theater. And the customer came back and said, I've got plenty of money, I can afford it. But it just seems crazy to me to pay $7,500 for a chair. And I thought, oh my gosh, I sort of get where this person's coming from, because it doesn't matter how much money you have, you want a good value proposition. So what happened was, 2 years ago at Audio Device Live, we launched the Revelation chair. Okay, the Revelation chair was our ability to produce a chair that we thought was really good. It was a great value proposition. We put dual motor in it. We did all those kinds of things. We mass produced the chair. We did a Ford kind of thing, like the Model T, where you could get it any color you want as long as it's black. Right? So that allowed us to produce it in mass production, but be able to sell it at the lowest price. So it became, I don't know if it's the number one, it's one of the top, if not the number one selling chair in the United States of America for chairs. So we sell them online, we sell them in our stores. Well, we went back and we said, this has been a great success. How do we make it better? And so we spent the past year working and bringing prototypes in and working. And today we're unveiling for the first time, and literally they came in yesterday. That's how close we cut it in terms of getting it. What you're looking at here is a Revelation luxury chair. What we decided to do was we wanted to take everything that was great about the Revelation chair and step it up and make it more luxurious for people that say, hey, I want all that, but I just want one step better. So let me walk you through this chair for a second. The chair itself, and I'll just sit down here, it has your traditional motor that reclines it. Now, you can see here, one of the big advancements we did, and it's a perfectly quiet, when you're here for the rest of the weekend, come listen to it. It's a perfectly quiet motor, which we care about when we're doing home theaters. The other thing that we made advancement in, the prior chair was what was called a wall hugger. And you design theater chairs with wall huggers so that you can get as many rows as you can, so you can get the back row pretty close to the back wall if you had to, which obviously, I think Gene's here. Gene would say, Gene, you say this is the mother-in-law seat or something you call it, if you have to be against the back wall. But what it allows you to do, not just for the back walls, but your other rows, is you can get them closer to the risers. Meaning someone that might only be able to get 2 rows can now get 3 rows because of the design of the mechanism. So this chair now can go from the back of the top of the chair 2.5 inches to the wall behind it, which means that happens in each of your rows. So you can now fit more chairs. So that's sort of step one. If you're leaning back as I am here, the other problem that happens in most chairs is that your head is now too far back and you're not looking at the screen. So we've got a second motor in it that's also perfectly quiet that comes out, and it will hold your head at any given level. We improved the ability to handle people of different heights. So if you're 6'1", 6'2", come try this and you'll see what happens here in the roundedness of the top of this chair. And if you're shorter, you'll also see that it works as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring that back down a little. The other thing that we did was we said, people are sitting in these chairs for 2.5 hours. And if you analyze the difference in high-end auto chairs, if you go in a really nice car versus a cheap car, there's two different things that are happening. One is you'll have a firmer back that's designed to hold you longer in the right position, but there's also good lumbar support. So we have in here, and again, I encourage you, probably can't do it tonight with everyone at the press and control on the next one, but there's two buttons here that control lumbar support. In the previous chair, we had lumbar support, but this one is a more advanced lumbar that's using air in it, and it's positioned where essentially, however the curve is in your back, it will come in and out, and I can just push it here. You will use it at different levels depending on how far back you are, and I just encourage you all to come check it out. So that was sort of the next thing we did. The other thing we did was we had LED lights on, but and you'll see if I hit this button, the LED lights come on the cup holders, and the LED lights will come on under the chair itself. There were two things we wanted to improve in the LED lights. The first thing was, if you do cheap LED lights, what happens is, you'll see this in homes as well, they space the LEDs far apart. And so what you see on the ground is individual LEDs spaced apart versus a bar of light. If you look under me now, you see a bar of light. So we did much better, much more premium LEDs that are compressed very tightly together. So you see nothing but a bar of light. Then the other problem that happens is, if you're sitting on the front row and you've got a screen in front of you, you don't want the lights from the LED reflecting on the screen and hurting the image. So you'll see what we've improved in terms of dim capability. We can drop it down incredibly low. You almost can't see it at all. Because in the perfect world, you turn off all the lights in your room, you're watching television, and you're using really, really low dim levels to watch the theater. And then you can bring it all the way up. Then we said, what about the person that's been watching something on Netflix? And they're gonna sit there for 5 hours, 6 hours, and they're gonna be moving around trying to make it work. So we added another button here on the end, and this is massage capability. Yeah, so literally I can hit this button, it turns red, and right now what happens is, again, you gotta come try it. It's moving a massage bar up and down my back and working through and sort of kneading it. The trick though in this is, we had to make it different from the really big expensive massage chairs that you'll go see at like back stores that are huge, they're super, super loud, you could never watch a theater with them. We had to make it very, very quiet, and the whole goal was, it's not gonna replace a masseuse or one of these massive chairs that you're sitting in that sort of engulf you. It's going to make it so you can sit for long periods of time and just easily massage you. So that's one. We then added another massage into it, which is a different one. This one's a kneading. So this is a shiatsu massage capability. And then we added a third capability to push it 3 times. So you can literally rotate through the different types of massage in it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the massage. We went to full black on these grommets here that allow you to take a tray table and put it on either side of the chair, and obviously it matches the chair itself. We kept from the original Revelation, one of the things that we saw that was not done well in theater chairs historically, and if you can bring me this example. So this is the best version of generally chairs before we made the Revelation that we saw out there. And people would put these on and then slick tops. And so what would happen is, I won't do it here, I was going to show you, but basically I put a glass of wine on it, and you'll see it do nothing but slip off. And so what was happening is, people would put these on, they're totally slick, you put your food on it, and it'd spill on you and everything else. So we said, we want to make something much, much better. So we created, this has got a neoprene top that holds your food and holds your glass, and we put the impression here. So you'll notice, this is actually perfectly positioned on top of the grommet, meaning I can turn that and the glass goes nowhere, right? Which means I'm not shaking the glass around to spill. You can put your popcorn on, and you'll feel this later, but you'll see it's sticky, so it grabs the popcorn and food. And so we kept that capability. Then, if you don't want that, and you just want your drink, both sides have hidden compartments. And so you can literally take your tray table, lift it up, stick it in there, and it's gone. You have no tray tables in your theater, and you can do everything simply by putting in your glasses, etc. What have I not covered, T?
USB-C.
Oh, so in the previous one, we didn't have USB-C. We had USB, but now everything's basically moving to USB-C. So this is actually an interesting design. When you build these chairs, you'll find, like if you search all over the internet and you looked at cheaper chairs than this, you'll often find controls inside the chair. And it's cheaper to do that. You can put controls, the problem is you plug your wire in or you plug in a USB charging. If you're moving around or moving up and down, you can break off your charger. So the more premium way to do it is what we've done here, which is all your controls are in the cup holder. But we also hid a USB-C connection here, so you can charge your PlayStation controller, or you can charge your phone. But there's also a flip switch that goes over it, because what you don't want to do is spill butter into it, get popcorn into it, or anything else. So pretty well designed. Okay, and we have heat. So if you're sitting there, it's wintertime, you're sitting down, you're bundled up, you literally hit this button, and you now have heat capability combined with your massaging chair. So the question is, okay, we've got heat, we have massage, we have lumbar, we put everything that you could possibly put in the chair. And I'll be honest, we had 2 months ago, the prototype of this chair we were going to launch here, and Greg and I, as our chief operating officer, sat down and went, no, it's not good enough. And we went back, we made a bunch of little tweaks and came up with it. So the question is, what would this cost? Is this $3,000, $4,000? This is launching today, and all of you should have your affiliate links. If you didn't get them from us, Dr. Taylor, make sure you got them, because it is online as of right now. It's $1,345 per chair. So we took these $7,500 chairs, added 3 times as much functionality, dropped the price dramatically, made it a premium chair, and it's our second version coming out. We also still have the original one, which is $200 less. So essentially everything I told you that we improved is basically $200 more per chair. So it has been a massive, massive improvement. Right. Anything else I missed on that?
We got a left and right arm version as well.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know how theater chairs work, we have a 2-arm chair here. To make a row, you buy a left arm and a right arm version and you connect them. Because we sell both left and right, you can make a love seat in the middle, or you can make a 2-arm, or you can make a row. The other thing we did, we added clips to them. Most home theater chairs don't come with clips because they're heavy enough that you don't need clips to clip the chairs together. You just put them on the carpet and you're done. But to be really, really precise, you can clip the chairs together so they never come out of alignment. So below each chair is a little flip that clips to the chair next to it if you have it. If you're on the end, you just take it in and you're done. All right, we have 1 minute. Is that right? All right, any questions? We have 60 seconds.
No built-in toilet?
No toilet. No. The next version will be a bidet. All right, what else?
Are there any optional armrests for if you have like a love seat? Is there an armrest that you can stick in between the 2
That's a
seats?
great question. So we're not selling one that we make, but there are ones online that fit in it that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are these delivered? Is it $13.50? Is that include shipping, or is there like freight charge to these large?
We do ship them with free shipping. Yeah, which is crazy because shipping is so much more expensive today than it was 2 years ago. So we lose our butts on the shipping, which tells you why we have to do this in scale. And in fact, you should feel the fabric we're using on it is the same thing. It used to be I could tell everyone, oh, it's the same kind of stuff Tesla's using. Now, half the people would hate me if I said that. So Tesla and Rivian basically use the same type of vegan leather that we're using here. And all right, I'm done. We're off to the next place. But come out, check these out, have a blast with them, and you'll see. This will be a fun one to link to.